How are you doing? So then, yes.
Yes. Glad you're here.
How's it going?
Good. Have a seat.
Good to see you.
See you.
Hey.
Okay, just in time.
Yeah.
So you might find it easier to participate from that side. It's okay to be on this side, but we are on the TV too.
Yeah.
It's okay, let's.
Yeah, it's fine.
Have a seat. Have a seat. You're totally good.
My work.
And your name, sir?
Craig Joe.
Greg Jones.
Nice to have you with us.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. I was really happy. It's fine. It's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna share. You're gonna
Please
call the
do.
meeting. Well,
Yeah.
somebody has to call the meeting to order.
Hi, everybody.
They might be on YouTube.
We are on YouTube. Yes, well, welcome again to a Public Safety Emergency Preparation Committee. You're part of UNNC. My name is Corinne Alpridge. I'm one of the representatives in our district. And I'm co-chair with the committee, pass you over for our next vote here.
Hi, Grace Yu here. Happy that you're joining us. And we have today Craig Jones.
And Laura Myers.
Yeah. So on our agenda today, first thing we see is call to order, review of the agenda. We welcome and attendees introduction. We're opening up to general public comments, 1 to 2 minutes per speaker. Anybody have a general public comment?
Yeah. You know, the thing I've been public commenting about of late are all those darn fires.
Yes.
You know,
Yes, I've heard
Denver's
of
on
that.
fire, Los Angeles on fire.
Warehouses in particular, right?
No, well, around here it's single family homes,
Oh.
but what it is abandoned properties. And the house / church, so it, looks like a house that has been occupied by a church for decades at 1504 South Wilton Place. The new owner basically boarded it up, but not great, left the fences wide open, applied for a demolition permit on February 12th, and within 3 days was the first fire. And right, but it's burned 2 more times. And
That
it's
is
still
wrong.
not secured. Still not secured. And it's official, they've now applied to build this kind of mega affordable housing complex, but there's this pattern. I'm not sure why the city is rewarding developers. Because there will be no punishment. At some point, I'm just concerned that someone will be injured or it's going to catch an adjacent property.
I know it. We had maybe like 5 or 7 trucks out there one of the nights, and it was right after the first fire, the week after. And they came so quickly with so many because there are so many apartments right next to it.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
scary.
a fire. It's it's like a box match.
Yeah.
Right. And I can't remember, so I've told this story so many times of late. There is a property on North Wilton, or south, that caught on fire about a month ago. And it burned to the ground, but it also burned the house. And that was an occupied house. So the whole family was at church. The father, husband is a minister. He was preaching when the house burned down, but no human was injured. 3 of their dogs died.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
it is very sad. And they lost everything. I mean, I hope they had insurance, but I don't know. But that's the nightmare.
Yeah.
This doesn't necessarily only impact.
No, I mean, exactly. If we are seeing a pattern, this is happening.
Oh, I can give you a long list. I'm starting to collect addresses.
Yeah.
But
Maybe this is something we could bring into agenda the next time, because we're now making contact, which is in our next agenda regarding the upcoming event, which is the fire service day scheduled for May 9th. And now that we have a liaison and we're working with somebody on the inside, we could see if they are
Well-
reporting on it or how we could work.
I'll
towards-
also call the assistant chief in charge of the area and see what he has to say and if he's seeing a pattern.
Yes.
Because this is way above us.
I
Yes,
know,
it
but
is.
I will say, I can guarantee you it's a pattern, because.
I believe
can
it
give-
too.
I can give you addresses.
So Laura, if you give me those addresses, I'll give it to the assistant chief. I'm sure he and the fire inspectors would have something interesting to say. And I agree with you. When we have owners who allow for the fires to occur,
It's negligent right there.
Well,
it's beyond negligence.
No, it's
at this
beyond
point.
negligence. Because, some years ago, 1537 Wilton, so same block as 1504 across the street.
Wow.
A beautiful Train Williams or whoever, so, an important architect designed house. It had been lovingly restored, but then sold to a developer. Maybe not lovingly restored, but it was a really beautiful house. And he abandoned. The problem is leaving it vacant, turning off the lights, turning off the water. And leaving it vacant. The city should have a requirement that, you don't have to rent it out, but you shouldn't have to have a caretaker on site all the time. And you need to have just need to leave the lights up.
Yes.
And so there were homeless people going in and out, tearing apart the fencing. I don't think they necessarily are burning homes down on purpose, but
But
there was
allowing
this-
for that to happen.
I'm saying the homeless people. I
Oh,
don't
the
think they're burning, I
yeah.
think they might get cold and they start a fire to, get warm, or to start a fire to cook something. No, the developers, but there was a small fire. And he didn't get them out of there, and then there was a bigger fire, and then a third bigger fire. In other words, the house was still salvageable.
Right, no, I've seen that happen numerous times around here. You start with one fire. That's another week or month, and boom, a bigger one, and it
Right.
takes down the whole house.
Right, and it's not new news.
Are these individuals from outside the community? Because people outside the community probably would know specific locations. These people inside the community who knows the location,
I think it's,
they have access to the particular properties.
it's,
when they- Okay.
okay, I don't know anymore who are the unhoused people living
Right.
where.
Yeah.
So all I know is there was a series of fires at
Do you
1537.
recall what year 1537 was?
2021. Under, happened under Mark's initial watch.
Okay,
But it wasn't his, I'm saying, it's not his fault, but it's just that who I was dealing with at the council
I see.
office. I can
that's
tell you
for
who,
sure.
that's for sure, but the unhoused people who were living there didn't feel they were unhoused. They felt it was their house. And because Roland went over to take photos, because I said, I'm with the neighborhood council, I can't really take photos, but I want to see what the inside's like. So he just went with his camera, and the guy standing on a burned up front porch said, come into my house to Roland. And so Roland got all the great photos where we knew it's a real shame because the inside had been gorgeous. But that was 1537. Then much more recently, 1422 South St. Andrews was right around the corner, meaning, it was literally right around the corner, burned 5 times. The guy, the developer was coming to planning and zoning and said, well, what can I do? It's like, put in a caretaker.
Yeah.
What can I do? And then even after they did demolish it because it's unsalvageable. And then the homeless continue to encamp there. And that's literally about 300 feet away from 1504 Wilton. So I'm just saying it could easily could have been the same people 3 times
Exactly.
or not.
But the
Or
point
no.
is, it's a people's problem.
Well, the
It's
point is, it
affecting the
becomes a community problem.
neighbors.
Then
Yeah.
the people are continuously setting ablaze the particular structure.
But the
particular
owners first have to abandon a property for it to happen. And I don't think it's coincidental when someone applies to the city for a demolition permit on February 12th and the house burns February 18th.
Oh, no, that's more another. Some probably about
Yeah.
that's too much.
It's just too coincidental, but
There's like too many variables.
I'm, you know,
Yeah.
and
I want to see what other patterns besides what we see right here.
right, well, there's at least, well, first of all, we are sitting in a house that had been occupied by vagrants and who burned it. I remember this house in 1990 or 89 burned, and where we're literally sitting with a big hole.
Wow.
And because it had burned out and the whole fireplace had fallen down below. So, you know, so it's not a new problem exactly, but it's repeated because, I mean, we're at the point where several Substacks, which is I think a new name for blogs, are tracking vacant lots, focused 100% on that topic. And they're you know, it's just saying waiting to be burned. So like I said, I've been collecting addresses here, Hollywood.
Okay, well,
Okay.
yeah, please
So you-
provide your list. Craig,
Yes.
what brought you in today?
Oh, just coming to the meeting on, what is it,
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, this past Saturday. Yeah, I learned a lot about the community, so I'm interested in property, not too far down the street, and what she's speaking about with the burn stuff is I'm very familiar with all the fires.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Well, I'm local, so news travels fast,
Yeah.
How local are you?
like blocks away, you know.
He's
Okay.
looking at the former schools that were out of.
Yeah, 2255.
Okay,
Send them around. That's see, I learned this is a family dwelling and all that. This is the city goes license stuff, this stuff, associations, all that stuff. Now back to where I'm at specifically, I'm just a few blocks. I'm really concerned about the community. I see a lot of things going on, but I don't see a lot of action. So, yeah, so I talked with the council lady, our deputy, and she says, come out and be involved. So I've decided since 1990, I was involved in 1990s. I said, let me just go back and take a restep and see what's up one step at a time. So really what you said, this place here in the 1990s, 89, 1990, that's when the park was kind of like gangster. It was really gangster. Oh yeah, tell me I know about it.
Yeah.
Now that's how it was. From then till now, it's a tremendous change. Yeah, thank God to maybe the council personality and the city itself. You know, I don't know which entity was involved.
Oh, it was community driven.
Yeah, I mean that's really, but it's really great. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay,
Excuse me.
okay, but thanks, welcome for coming. Well,
so
in our
we have
agenda,
these, I'm gonna
we
take,
have things in our agenda here. There's a really wonderful event that you could partake as well as the
I'm gonna
community.
stop this
It's
share.
our fire service day. Set
second
for,
opening.
with the local firefighter station 26. And it's gonna be set from 12 to 3. And we welcome all the neighbors to come out, say hello to your local firefighters. They are friendly, it's very family friendly, especially the kiddos. They get to explore and talk to firefighters and they get little treats. And they also will have some food or some giveaways of little items. But it's just really good to know your local firefighter. You know, they see this as part of their neighborhood as well. So they're just wanting for everyone to visit, say hello, and to ask any questions they may have. Yeah.
And as part of the UNNC, United Neighborhoods Neighborhood Council, Public Safety and Emergency Planning, you know, we're always trying to get people to be prepared. And so there will be nice little booklets on checklists, lists for everyone to take. We'll have some free food and drink, as well as events for people. One of our neighbors has a beautiful Dalmatian that they will be allowing us to take photos with. That's a photo, exactly. What a nice little prop, right? Sweet little dog. So, you know.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Do I need to keep this up on the screen?
No, you do
Okay.
not.
So I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
One is, I know I'm gonna have to accompany somebody to buy groceries.
We will be doing it probably the day before, like 2 days before.
Okay, and you'll let me know, not
Yes.
not a phone call at 9 o'clock
No.
saying, can you meet me at
No.
7?
No,
Well, that did happen.
that's
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll help you, we'll plan it.
Yeah, we will
I can
definitely have it
volunteer
planned
with
it
you.
out, or
Yeah,
maybe we can just order things online too.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, we have the whole 1,300, I had broken it down 1,000 for food and 300 for outreach, but if we don't need 300 for outreach, it's not even a
Right.
problem.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know how much posters, cards are gonna cost, but those flyers as postcards, and we've got high school students who are from Loyola who are willing to go out and drop off,
welcome,
home.
you can have a seat.
so that makes it
But
nice.
you have what, go
Be careful, be
Oh,
careful.
careful. Thank
Welcome,
you.
neighbor.
Okay, and then. Now.
So we'll have a table at the event. We're gonna also have flyers on upcoming events that United Neighborhood Council is presenting, which is in our next item.
Right, so I remember the question.
Great.
Are we expecting this to be primarily a kids and family event? Because we have, see that box?
Yeah.
Filled with coloring books and crayons. Do we want them there?
Yes, we.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
we have a maid showing up as well, others.
West, it's basically West Adams Moms.
Yeah.
Whatever their new name is, Moms of West, yeah, I don't know, name is the new acronym, but it grew out of an organization called Moms.
Okay.
Yeah, maid is sort of
Mom, mother.
mothers advocating something, equity. What's V? Voice, and let's look up what.
Yeah, I
V
mean,
stands
it does sound a whole lot more politically correct than Moms of West Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More we.
So
But in any case, so we'll bring out the coloring book. So we also have, have you guys seen the greening map? That's. Okay, now I'm gonna.
So the other day.
Yes, exactly, but this, we may need 2 tables.
Oh, yeah.
The other. This takes up almost a table.
Yeah.
yes.
So where are the tables coming from?
They are coming from various neighbors around. That's where they're coming from.
So you're not renting.
No, we're not. Motherhood Alliance, Equity Village Alliance. 2 alliances.
Okay, I'm gonna get that, put it back after the meeting. But, so Corinne, what we're doing, and ideally, you'll also. At the Heart Heights meeting, just ask, is there gonna be a big summer event that you guys are planning? We're going out to these community events with that map, with the
Okay.
stickers. And having people put, a tree here or
Yeah.
native garden, or vegetable garden there, we're asking the community. So that's a UNNC project, but we're trying to hit all of the events,
Okay, perfect.
so
I like
including
that.
fire service day.
Yeah.
And the idea is, instead of us telling, it's got nothing to do with public safety, but we're working on a green master plan. But instead of us saying to everybody else, this is what a green master plan is, we're asking everybody, what do you think is green? Where do you want to see shade?
Right.
Where do you want to see
The local neighbors. Yeah.
Right, so we will need the space for that map. And we found that although we have an easel. So unless we had an indoor space, we need kind of a table for that, and then. Whatever other outreach we're doing, so for the emergency preparedness workshop. I don't know that we need to do any other outreach, so maybe we only need 2, just for those 2 things. Oh, coloring, okay, so however you wanna.
Well, that's where we're planning to have our final walkthrough day of planning meeting on Monday, May 4th. So that we're well prepared for our
Yeah,
staff.
it'd be a good idea if you actually have a little map of.
We'll have a map, we'll need to know exactly how many tables we need. We'll have the gist of it, but then we'll follow up, because I think Maeve wanted 2 tables.
Okay, because the thing is, if you want to pivot and ask for UNNC to spend $100 or whatever renting tables out of the 1,300 that were approved on. But we can't do that at the very last minute, because I would just need to tell the city clerk or the. So if we need to.
Okay.
But is the council office supporting it all? Because they usually are the ones who provide rentals,
That was my question.
if asked.
We'll ask and see what they say. They just said we've always been able to just do it locally without having.
The
Fire-
fire department,
Exactly.
but maybe we've grown it.
Okay, we will ask.
And I would suggest you ask. Well, I was gonna say Ally rather than Danielle. Well, I mean, only because there's something going on with Danielle where she seems to be.
And is Ally the person who was there on Saturday? Okay, that's.
And so technically, she's the deputy from Temporary South.
But it
But
doesn't matter, it's south and north,
for fire services,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. So I would say at the moment, ask Ally
okay,
if it's at all feasible.
yes, it certainly is.
No, I don't think feasible for you. Ask Ally if it's feasible for the council to pick up the rentals.
Okay.
I'm sure the council member would be excited to be able to go on.
You know, sure,
Yes,
sure.
yes.
So again, if you're gonna print postcards. Ideally use Print Depot,
Okay.
because we know it influence us, and that's, well, I'll get a better. You know. Don't pay for it and ask for reimbursement.
Of course not, you
Right.
know, we have really crazy
Strict.
Byzantine rules on how to get things paid for in the city of Los Angeles. Oh, it is bureaucracy beyond.
But it's okay, I know the systems.
Yes, she does.
But and I mean, basically, a lot of the local print shops, you just get these little receipts and they don't break it out. So what Print Depot does for us anyway, is they invoice us and they can write out a long descriptive thing that matches.
Sure.
What we need for the city.
Well, I had a history of what the former neighborhood count with the receipts. If you would bring in receipts from the outside, from anywhere to get to the city council's money. I know it's not this, I'm just saying. Yeah, people have to be careful with the receipts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen
city
that.
clerks has a lot of rules.
Lots of rules.
But it's in part because the new controller anymore really has a lot of rules. So he's opposed, you know, so it's a kind of double, you know.
Kind of like transparency now.
Yeah.
You guys, please,
People say that.
So I don't know what other questions I should be asking, but
We
well,
have volunteers that day, right? They're coming
Yes.
from different neighborhood associations.
We
That-
do, and we have 8 or 10 Loyola students coming.
That's what I actually would like to know a little bit more about. I'm sorry, my name is Michael, I'm sorry for.
No problem, no,
okay.
we're glad you're here.
And it sounds like the event is gonna be pretty soon, when in May or June.
Saturday.
I see, okay, and you guys are in the thick of planning it. I didn't really know what to expect this evening when I.
That's fine.
I was wondering if it's possible if you can, I guess, put me on the list as far as volunteers are concerned. And I maybe get my email or something to get more details.
Sounds great. What is your email?
Email, personal would be xmajjam@gmail.
JJAM.
And phone number if you need that too, that's 818-433-5806.
5806.
Michael Jones.
Are you guys related?
No.
Joke.
We came to the same event. Oh, that's Michael. I said, you know, we was doing this. Michael.
It's a common.
It's like we were related, I thought so.
Maybe you are.
Born and raised in Dallas, Texas, so.
Yeah, I'm not from the south, but more eastward, Tennessee.
okay,
Oh.
so this event is from 12 to 3.
Yes.
What time is set up?
Setup is starting at 10:30.
Do we need, and I think the answer just UNNC people to help with the setup?
We would love
Yes,
UNNC to come in
volunteers.
and set up their booth, their tent.
We need to bring our tent.
Yes. Please.
Okay, but you're looking.
No,
Okay.
but please,
We'll have you on and
yes,
plan to be joining us at
Yeah.
10 a.m.
yes, and I do apologize because
That's
you
good.
guys are in the thick of it, so I don't want to. Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Came into volunteer, awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael.
Yeah, I'm sorry, your name again?
I'm Grace. You.
Grace, Michael.
I'm
Grace.
Green.
Colleen.
Nice
Good
to meet you.
I know you might.
Laura, Laura, glad to meet you.
Michael.
Thank you guys so much.
Oh, no, thank you.
Look forward to Saturday.
Okay.
What part of the
I'm
neighborhood?
just 7-8 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jefferson Park or what? Adams Avenue?
Adams and Dalton.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
That's where we are. Okay, be
Yeah.
careful, be careful.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you so much.
Bye, thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
so you feel that the plan's pretty well in hand?
You know, we've been telling all the different groups and they've been telling their people. So I hope, and then with probably like 1,000, flyers or postcards.
Okay, so, yeah, so which do you prefer, flyers or postcards? You know, I think we can get more postcards.
And mostly postcards.
For this particular event?
Yeah,
Oh,
because we've got high schoolers who are able to go put it on doors.
Well, we can put them on doors, but we can also put them, out at the library.
coffee shops, stuff like that.
We can, but just handing it to the door is like. easier.
Okay, and so what's the radius of outreach?
So it's gonna go our area and also down to where Wana is, so that's like, West Adams Avenue, but they're in our group anyway, so. It's gonna be us and them.
I will target.
So I need Hunter to do a postcard size graphic.
Yes,
And do we need to print it in Spanish on the regular
No.
side?
it's gonna be basic like date and time. We're not gonna go complicate this.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So can we
Okay,
move on to
the
the planning?
second thing in our agenda is planning for emergency preparedness workshop for United Neighborhood Council and board members. The UNNC is planning to have a one-day emergency preparedness workshop. Tentatively stated for Saturday, June 6th, during National Safety Month. And we're asking for the neighborhood to come and support. And so we're gonna have a representative from CERT come out and discuss.
Is this plan, do you have?
We have confirmation from
So. I'm sure Vincent is gonna say yes, because it's Vincent's area and not Shin's area.
Right.
okay,
Okay, so I told Grace this already, the timeline. I have to turn in an event request with the city clerk, back to this bureaucracy.
yes,
Their portal is off a little bit on its time. So I cannot wait till the 6th event, even though we all can look at a calendar and say, that's 30 days before the 6th.
Okay.
No, it won't accept it.
okay,
It's like on Samoa time.
okay,
So we have to turn in before the 5th of May. I would prefer to be at the moment aiming for the 1st of May if we can.
Yeah.
So that it gives us fair time, but that's not very far from now.
I know,
That's like, not far from now at all, 10 days. And what I need to know is that, one of you needs to call and secure, so it's not always me talking to her.
To the
I'm
Gramercy
talking
House?
about- Yeah.
yeah,
But so I have a key now, so
okay,
that's a good thing, but you just need to make sure we can have that day.
For sure,
Yeah, and because if we can't, we need to scramble and find another place.
That's right. okay, I better call her. I'll do that,
So
even though I'm
that's-
not gonna be here, cause I'll be in Europe.
Right, so what's her name? Letty. And
Yes.
you have her phone number,
I do.
714 something.
Can I just ask something, and maybe it's a little out of the box?
We can't change the date, so
Cannot, yeah,
not at this point, because I
Okay.
can't use the card after another 8 days after that to
okay.
pay for anything. Until
Okay.
sometime in mid-July.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to
We're at
be
the-
used
Well,
by,
yeah, I have to use it by the 15th and not again until sometime in July,
the 15th of May,
June.
of June,
But
I see,
yeah, but we've already agreed on things, because unfortunately, remember, we've got a calendar,
yes,
because we're going to a bunch of other events.
okay,
So I now know Grace is out of town, but we don't have a lot of wiggle room. I
okay.
mean, a 1 week difference would be okay, but there was a reason why we didn't want the second. Don't remember what it was. You picked this day.
I would think it was a majority. I asked the United Neighborhood Council, like, okay, the month, June. Someone said it was National
Yeah,
Safety Month.
but we can't do it after.
I think there was a reason why we selected that day.
There's a reason.
There was a reason.
There
Can't
was a
recall,
reason,
But
but-
yeah,
But I can guarantee you that we can't do it
No
after
problem.
mid-month.
that was my question, but that's
Yeah.
okay. We'll keep it as is.
And this is a simple event request, it's just I have to get it in on time.
Yes, please
And,
do.
and the other reason is that it has to be really in early. Because we have a board meeting on the 7th, May.
Yeah,
And if the clerk suddenly says, you need insurance,
okay,
I have to have it voted on, get a BAC from the board to pay for it.
Okay.
Because that's not part of the budget I'm gonna turn in.
okay. So I guess,
So-
Grace, you think we could, get that security by the CERT instructor?
Yeah, I'm not
Is
worried
it?
about our cert
Okay,
because they have plenty of guys who can come,
okay,
but
just the security of the Gramercy, yeah,
yeah, getting the Gramercy apartment is something that needs to be done this week.
yeah,
But the
okay.
other one is what all do you want them to cover?
Yeah, what's your agenda?
Okay,
And then you've already given me, well, we've
earthquake is
practiced.
always important.
Yeah,
earthquake.
but I was gonna say, we've already practiced and we like Dunkin' Donuts coffee and we don't want donuts, right? We wanted something else for breakfast.
Yeah, no.
We talked about those little snacks that you get at Smart and Final, Danishes.
Right.
For
Danishes, remember?
breakfast, and then despite you guys not really liking it, so she's easiest place for me to get.
I don't mind, I don't mind.
She's out of town now, so I guess it won't happen.
No,
I don't need to get.
I like sandwiches.
Okay, fine,
Let's go with sandwiches, different variety, like we always have it.
okay.
And,
So I'm saying, so it's an easy event request.
Yes,
It's just that the unknown factor specifically is, do we need insurance?
correct.
And I wanna turn it in without the insurance, but I wanna turn it in early enough so that if they want us to have insurance, it can be
We can
voted
still
on by
be-
the, well, it can be voted on by the board.
Okay, so hopefully for this week, we'll get some security. Grace will help us out.
Right, and then in terms of your agenda, I don't totally need that for the,
Okay, but you need to let me know, or I'm just gonna put you in touch with Vincent and you guys can talk out the details
Yeah.
of what you want covered, because that's the first thing he's gonna ask.
Do you have something in mind? I say earthquakes, because look, what just happened today across the world. And then, safety with regards, hey, because you started with the topic of fires.
fire.
Fires. Because what happens if, hey, there's a fire next door and it catches, or how do you protect your home, right? You live next door to this fire.
Well, the thing that's in the news, but I don't think it's gonna be something the CERT people, the emergency preparedness people are gonna cover, but we might wanna have a handout, is how to harden your house for fires. So
Right.
what that means is try to make your house harder, but in terms of landscaping,
Hmm,
you know, it's called fire hardening, so we should probably plan a handout, that's not really the same thing as what the guys from CERT would teach, but something, you know,
That is needed.
that is needed.
Our neighborhood, not so much, because we're not like in the hills.
Well, I will tell you, I had my neighbors,
Mhm.
bless their little hearts, got really drunk one night and set a fire in their front yard, but it caught a vine attached to my porte cochere.
Oh,
So And I, for a while, got rid of all the vines touching my house and now they're back, so it's like I have to do take them out again, so it does affect us, but just not. Like a wildfire, we're not expecting sparks, but house hardening. Is a topic, it's just maybe just a topic for a handout. What I do need when I put in the application is a sample of the artwork that we had to do for the for outreach. So we can ask Hunter to do that too.
Do you have Ally's email or phone number?
As well as I have.
Well, yes,
Is there a certain topic that you think we should cover in the emergency preparedness workshop?
No, I'm just learning, but I'm looking, if she's saying apartment of the house, I'm thinking like city services come out, help you remove.
Yeah,
jewelry and extra.
That's not.
That's not gonna happen, see there, that would be my ideal.
Yeah.
A community, so they're gonna charge you, but yeah,
Mhm.
I understand. I guess a regular charge in the city taxes too. But I think there'd be a special event sort of thing, like you know, do something like that.
I will get you her email, but there's the phone number.
That's what I was thinking. It'd be a city council lady gets accolade. City services. too.
Here's something off my head, just because I watch too much social media. What can we do? What can we do if the electricity, we have a blackout?
Yes.
There are always talks that there'll be a blackout.
You keep this in your purse.
Ooh, you
Uh,
ready? Well, yeah, one on your phone.
That's
may
not
not work.
as good as this.
Oh, don't say that.
This is really good.
It's really good.
This is really good. It's chargeable and
May
then,
not work.
well, wait. And so you keep something like this.
That's
in your
right.
person. It's rechargeable on
Give me my
UNC.
backpack.
And then you
Okay.
can get your car a little battery pack, a little charging pack that's solar. So I just leave it on my dashboard and it's getting its sun all the time.
I have a first aid kit in my backpack. That's why I got my Band-Aid, so yeah. so-
First aid kits, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, review of first aid kits, that's good.
portable or not.
But let
Yeah,
me
those
just
small-
say, when we talk about blackouts, that means cell phones don't even work, right?
Well, if you have a solar charger,
They're also talking about the fact that
the grid will be down.
The grid.
Down.
Pinging tower, what they ping you.
Yeah.
Well, that it is a big problem, and I do want to know what these guys think about it, because, you know, AT&T is getting rid of landlines.
Yeah, completely, it's almost gone.
Oh, well, here really gone,
Yeah.
because they had too big of a copper wire theft, and they're just not even gonna bother, you know, literally in this neighborhood. So they, you know, they're gonna replace with various digital. Yeah, keep your phone, keep your keep your
and
phone
that's
number,
why
but
we've
they're
got
all
the
gonna be
CB
out.
stuff, the ham radio.
The hand, yeah,
The ham radio.
and radio,
CD is-
and there's also like,
But
I
it's
don't know.
but
if it works.
everybody,
No, you have to actually be licensed for this.
right, so I'm saying, it's a
Ham
question,
radio.
let's not try to answer the
Ham
question,
radio, okay.
let's see if they'll answer the question. Of
Yes.
people, cause again, solar battery packs will keep things charged.
And remember,
But-
we did get the wind up where you can manually wind it so that you can do this, but
Yes.
again, if it's a blackout. And
Right.
everything's down, that means we have no phone service, all the services will be down.
Yeah,
What happened during September 11th, 2001?
Well, really more kind of what happened during the civil unrest.
set 92.
I don't read,
90s.
I can't read, I, no, I was 21, I was here, but I mean.
Yeah, I
No,
don't think this,
No, I mean, the transformer at Western and 18th blew
Okay.
up.
Got it.
okay,
I had just
so
come back
we
from
were-
Dallas, Texas. I'm going to raise in Dallas, Texas. And that was like 3 months I was here. So you mother is crazy in LA. No, I went back to Texas. so-
is there such a thing as solar powered cell phones? You know how they say like. There's certain
You can
walkie.
charge your cell phone with solar.
but the grid may be down.
But the grid may be down. So what about,
Walkie talkies,
what about satellite phones that people,
satellite phones.
people who
That's
hike in the Himalayas have satellite phones? What are,
satellite
but
phones.
what are those? And I don't.
I don't know that either.
Well, they're really nice and expensive to have.
So is that talk?
But yeah,
But who would actually?
And what should we do in that moment?
Which each individual should purchase a satellite phone,
No.
I don't understand.
For the cert number two, actually, I don't recall that at the cert training, but have they started already just having discussions on what can we prepare in the house for those times that we don't have any kind of service, right?
But again, I think the question that starts a discussion is to the cert guy. Now that AT&T is officially getting rid of the landlines,
Mhm.
what do you guys suggest for all the households? You know, we won't have phone if the grid is down. See, until now, that phone service is gonna work.
Well, people's,
I mean, not if there's a major earthquake, but you know, almost anything else. I mean,
people are gonna go into toilet paper food sort of thing.
Okay.
Would it be like a food sort of thing?
no, it's gonna be are you okay? Call your aunt. Call, people wanna call their family.
But
I won't be
I'm
able to
you know,
That'll be interesting.
yeah, I mean, what's gonna be important really, come on.
Toilet paper. You don't really know.
Yeah, no, just, come on, no.
No, the biggest thing is
emergency.
water.
Yeah,
It's water.
yeah, I agree.
Water is the biggest.
In the supply hub.
Yeah, that's why I wanted us to have plenty of water there, but that's really the way we're going right now.
Earthquake preparedness kits they already have, right, with the non-perishable items.
Okay.
Remember that? Please, See,
About the water,
yeah, okay, yes, ma'am. That's important to have a issue.
because if you don't have water, you and your pets are gone.
Right.
Okay. I have a suggestion. Can you and I be on a phone call with this and then just ask this discussion questions? Do you guys have other topics that they could go over? that you
Well,
could
I
think
mean,
of?
they probably have their own stick.
Yeah.
I mean, in
I
other words,
can't think of any.
but I'm sorry, they gave us a 6-week thing, but they must have a 1 day. We needed, I mean, and we just need highlights for what I'm doing to turn in an application. I need to highlight what we're doing, teaching, and we need a piece of artwork, which I have to provide to Hunter some bullet points, I guess, so that he can just create a piece of artwork that does it. Now, we're not, and I wanna know we'll need the logo of who these people are. I mean, what logo do we use on this for them, for the co-sponsor thing?
Cert.
Is it a cert logo or is it a Los
cert logo.
Angeles something?
Cert. I don't think there's an LA cert. I think they just had their cert logo.
Right, but I think the last time we used. There was like a department or something they went through. I mean, we can look at the artwork for this time. I can't do that
Okay.
today, but. Cause you know, for whatever logo we used for. I think we used 3 or 4 logos for that one, for the
Yeah.
6-week program. You made the poster.
Oh, I know. I'm sure I have it in here.
But I mean, in other words, this can all, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but
Yeah.
but it's a nice exercise to get this stuff figured out, because when I turn it in, we're still only 1 month away. We want to start promoting it. 'Cause
Yes.
You had a target of 40 people,
Yes,
so that's hard to get 40 people.
yeah, that's why we had talked with Siobhan, who's in our group, that she's also part of the Western Association.
Which is nice.
Western Heights, that she was gonna circulate whatever flyer or postcard we had for them to attend. She was gonna give us a roundabout number.
You know, when they have their meetings, like literally 30 people show up.
Yeah, that's pretty
Right, because
good.
they put out the signage.
Yeah,
But.
And it's every month? Is it every
Yeah.
month? Now, the Harvard Heights Association only meets quarterly basis.
Right.
So unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to catch them, but we
Well,
could
you mean
place it in
tomorrow
there. We could
tomorrow you'll
place,
let them know. Tomorrow you'll
Oh.
just let them know the 2 events that are coming up, and I'm
Okay.
sure they'll, and
Mark
then
your-
you're gonna
just
let them know.
Mark your calendar.
That's right, and the other thing is the June 6th one, you come, you can get a crank radio. What is it, flashlight, what else does it do?
what does do
I
you
don't
get?
know.
There's 3 things,
Radio,
You,
flashlight
flashlight,
siren,
and siren.
but it's a hand crank radio.
Yeah,
And flashlight, that's right. So.
okay.
And the only way they can get it for free is to come. And, but we do want their RSVPs.
yes.
I mean, this is a free event, but it will be an RSVP because we have to.
So where do they, when I announced it, where do they RSVP to?
Well, we don't know yet.
That's why, that was why I was like,
Is there
not so
a,
sure
is
how
there
to
a
pronounce it.
generic UNNC email that we can use?
Info out.
Yeah, let's just put it to info at, the RSVPs to go to info at, then it goes to like 5 different emails, right?
Well, it goes to Hunter anyway. I don't think that
Okay.
he's gonna appreciate it. But. I mean, the other
You'll
one
be
would
there
be
too?
president.
Oh, I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I think it makes more sense. Info
Okay, so what is the, where's the,
Info at UNNC.org.
So I'm gonna write an email.
So this is for the emergency awareness,
event, June 6th,
Well-
on Saturday?
any emergency. It could be an earthquake, it could be,
Well, that's the certain topics that we're gonna discuss
Oh,
with the
which-
CERT trainer. And that's why I was asking for ideas today.
oh, okay.
First topic is earthquake, right? This is in the forefront right now, what's happening. I've always hear about grid, like, what do you do? But I've never heard about how do you prepare when there's a grid blackout? Like no service, right? I haven't heard them touch upon that subject. When we talk with the representative, Mr. Vincent, maybe he also could give us more or less ideas what he actually trains when there's 1 day event workshops.
Okay.
So what time?
Understand.
Oh, the time,
We decided 10 to something.
10 to
10 to 12,
No,
it's gonna be longer.
It's gonna be longer, that's what.
oh,
we're
4
doing.
hours?
We're doing breakfast and lunch. So it's like gonna be 9:30 for continental breakfast,
Oh,
10 for the workshop.
10 to 2?
Right, but 9:30 would be the continental breakfast and 10 to 2. For
So the actual
workshop.
training is 10 to 2.
Right, and the sandwiches, working lunch.
So now I see which direction you're, but I was confused that I didn't know what you were. Now it's,
That's usually a trainer that's certified with the fire department.
now.
You'll get to meet one of the representatives at the fire service day there. He might have a table. He'll say, "Sir," he's one of our representatives. There's Mr. Chin and Vincent that Grace mentioned.
I mean, I've been involved with a few things before, you know, like. It's
Yeah.
there. When she said the hand crank radio, I'm familiar with the hand crank radio back like 10 seasons ago. No, but it's a good idea. Now I'm on board. Now I understand. Okay.
And the reason why we're going over it, there happens to be a neighborhood association meeting tomorrow, so I wanna see if I could just, do a public comment and let them know about these 2 upcoming events. And then I'll print
Well, it's your
flyers.
sister who runs the place, can't you just ask her for 5 minutes?
My sister's out of town.
Oh, who's running the meeting?
I think it's somebody named Sophia. And
She's a treasurer,
yes, and there's Michael, who's part of the board,
or Mike.
our Michael. So I'll ask
Oh,
Michael.
wait a minute, what time is your meeting tomorrow?
6:30.
How the hell is Mike? Michael won't be there.
Oh,
He has
he's,
to be here.
oh, Michael won't be there then. I'm gonna have to
I
ask.
have to. remind
There's somebody
him.
else I know, Sophia, and there's somebody else. I know. I forgot her name. I'll ask my sister who I know, and I'll ask her if there's a time for public comment. That's if I could say something.
Okay. So, by the way,
Yes.
it's the email, it's Alisa, 1L,
You brainstorm.
Rivera R-I-V-E-R.
I'm sorry.
REVERA.
No, Rivera, R-I,
Have a little quick call.
River A.
Rivera,
And Elisa is one L, one L.
It's gonna work out.
LAcity.org. Got it.
Correct.
You guys are touching all points. Most you can come
I
up
think
with.
Corinne should send it. I'll call out, but the email should come from Corinne. Anything not to have my name is,
Oh, okay.
will make it better.
Send it to me.
I'll send it to
I'll
you.
make sure to
Yes.
take out your info.
Name,
for-
yes, yes.
Just to keep it private, really private. I'm just.
No.
That's the reason.
Oh,
I-
Great, you don't.
I have no idea.
Mine is- I ran for city
Okay.
council for this seat against
Oh,
the person who was sitting there, so my name on anything will not be.
Yeah. Okay, you coming back from the ballots on the thing.
Yes, yes,
Grace, you and this other, oh,
okay.
Heather Hunting. That sort of thing. Oh, because Heather Hunting people is, okay, them new people.
Okay, so,
So I sent up an email, which I think went after.
Okay, beautiful.
yeah.
You guys are. I was free, but 3 or more gathered, there you go.
Yes,
That's right.
Um,
2 or more, that's what it says, 2 or more, I'm sorry, correct. Stand corrected. See, I knew you guys were.
a lot of just say, there's a lot of brains there we could create and brainstorm.
Okay.
And so I think we have some homework to do.
Yes, sorry about
And
that.
and so, yeah, so we're looking forward to these 2 upcoming events. The word is gonna be spread to our local associations, neighborhood associations. And let's see, other than that. The next time we meet, it's gonna be, when is our next meeting? Because I'm
Well, technically,
technically,
is a month from today. It is May, not a month from today, Monday, May 11th.
Yes.
oh, so it'll be after the event. After the fire service day. Okay,
But enough time to pick up a lot of loose ends on the workshop.
The
yes,
workshop,
on the
if
workshop.
we need everything, we need it done before the 7th.
Oh,
So
well,
we-
no. I
Yeah, in terms of
understand that, in terms of the application, I want it by your information to me by the 1st
Of May,
of May.
yes,
And then,
Got
if not sooner,
yes.
and, if we need insurance, because I need to add a.
that gives
agenda
us
item.
time for insurance.
I think we were able to get around the loophole of insurance because it's sort of, CERT is part of fire, and that's how we got around.
Correct.
Um,
Getting
And you know
insurance.
what, that may be why we use the
Because
fire.
Okay, say that.
See, you're right, we might, that might have been.
I think, why not, why recreate it? We could just put one more logo or just the,
I know.
but let's use that thing
What
color.
was that called? Our emergency preparedness.
Yeah, I remember, I tried to look up emergency preparedness, and email, but you know, I only went back 1 month and there were 40 emails already, so.
Okay, so our next meeting, that's gonna be on May 11th. It would be after our fire service day, that was on the 9th, and we're gonna be focusing more on the upcoming workshop for the emergency preparedness workshop scheduled
And
for
you-
Saturday, June 6th.
Right. And between then and now, you two will decide if you will pull together my list of addresses of fires. And you'll decide if that's also. I don't know if it needs to be.
We could definitely have it a topic, I think that,
But it could be anytime, I'm just saying, you'll. decide.
anytime,
I will pull it together because
yeah, just to have it ready, so when
Mhm.
Grace does meet with who is the person you were gonna meet at the fire department,
The assistant chief,
the assistant chief,
one of the assistant chiefs.
yeah. We're trying to create more of a partnership, but we're not sure. Yeah, and our coming meetings, we normally have some community police, what do we call them? The senior lead officers from the 3 police departments that touch upon our neighborhood. Some will come out and meet and actually present here in our meetings. I don't know if that may be an option to actually invite a senior lead officer for the next upcoming meeting?
Sure. You don't have to ask me all that.
You know, I saw Officer Chaub at the Saturday event
Yes.
and, you know,
From
he came by,
Southwest Police Department.
to say hello.
Okay.
He's
that was
very nice.
He's one that helps us out.
Yes.
Presenting.
See, a lot of people don't know who they are. Names, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
well, I think actually, did somebody? There was some discussion on Saturday from some people that why don't we get a traffic safety officer out to a meeting? Not just, I mean, the police, they're still LAPD, but there was an incident in Jefferson Park. Deep sigh. There was an incident last week, Jefferson Park, right as parents and kids were on their way to school. And one of our board members stepped into the intersection, kid, when their black and white runs the red light without sirens, just ran the light. So there's some discussion about more traffic safety practiced by LAPD itself. So, and I ended up talking to the captain about it. She was the one who finally responded. But you know, I'm not sure of the whole circumstance, and neither is she. And she said, you know, I'm investigating. I said, you know what? I don't think you need to try and figure out who did it. What you need to do is that morning roll call. Remind people to be, you know, your people to be safe around the schools. But there's been requests that the traffic officers be more often around schools during pickup, drop off times. So I don't know, I mean, it doesn't have to be immediate, but I think as you're thinking about future agendas.
Yes.
Traffic safety officers,
Okay.
officers as well.
Okay.
And remember I said I'm following now a couple of these. I don't know why they are called Substacks. It doesn't make any sense.
That's what they call it now.
I know, I mean, I just got used to the word blog, but anyway, so
Blog
this
is gone.
blog is gone.
It's the new word, oh, Substack, right? You changed the name from Facebook to X. Oh, something new.
2, 3, 4, and 5 will be good. Whatever you want. These are ideas. These are the topics we covered, all 6 of them.
Yeah.
So just shortened down
Yeah.
versions of it.
Yes.
So anyway, I've been following, or that is receiving email from something called Empty Los Angeles. So this is a gal who's tracking,
All the lots that are
well, lots that are empty, or vacant,
vacant.
abandoned buildings. And but she has a semi off topic today. So again, something I don't know if you ever want to talk about this. Help save abandoned pets by supporting a proposed new law called Lucky's Law. And essentially California law considers live animals to be property. So therefore it can be legally impossible to rescue an abandoned animal trapped in a locked rental unit. So what's happening is people are leaving their pets behind,
Okay.
Oh.
but you can hear them crying. But the managers can't let you in. The tenants have a right to retrieve their property for like 21 days. So somebody's trying to change that. law.
That's stupid.
That's
Yeah,
animal
they-
abuse.
Well, either way, it's animal abuse. Leave the pet behind when you move
Correct, but
out.
I mean, oh, I can't because of law?
Yeah, well, when they're.
No, they
when
gotta
they're
change the
existing
law.
or- Yes, they change the law. That's correct. So,
That's not legislation.
Is that in our upcoming election?
no, apparently it's a petition at this point. I'll forward.
Yeah. Petitions don't work.
No, somebody has to propose a law. So it's this woman, Kendall Kipper, K-I-P-E-R. The woman across the hall was evicted. She left her cat behind. Kendall, hearing the cat's cries, sought help from the building manager, animal services, animal control, police, the fire department. None of them would step in to save the cat. She kept him alive by sliding food under the door.
Oh.
And how did the cat get water?
I don't know, because I thought
Super
was that exact
resourceful.
question. It lives with Kendall now, but And
Oh,
then,
that's messed up.
and then Cece who writes this says, please don't give Kendall any crap for not breaking in to save Lucky.
Mm.
Getting arrested for breaking and entering would have put her other cat in the same situation.
You're right, makes sense, that's
But-
breaking it.
Save it.
No, come on, you can't. Come
This
on.
is not the first time I've heard
That's-
something.
Oh, this-
That's,
It's
yeah,
usually-
there's all these
They're
little
not,
wow,
Yeah.
cracks.
Yeah, and I will say twice, David has only in his lifetime, 40 years as a landlord, evicted twice. Both times,
They left their pet
yes, but he took the two cats.
and brought it home.
Another 10 years, and he took out the dog and just called Fran, and said, I'll get the dog, but took out the dog, because he's not that landlord.
Of course.
But, so I don't know, I mean,
That's so ridiculous.
I don't know if this is a topic we should be jumping.
Should be a
into.
landlord. Right.
Yeah, we've got too many,
Right,
we do
yeah.
so many.
I had a future
Okay,
agenda items. So the future.
yeah, but I mean, oh my God.
Okay, but I like it, yeah, when you see it, you'll be like, oh, Grace, you took my idea. Yes, I'm gonna take your idea and make good
Please.
use of it.
Anybody
That was a
just-
good idea.
So let's call this meeting. Any other new business or old business, anyone?
Okay, we're calling the
Brother.
meeting to an end at 8:02.